Okay, this part is something that we've already learned, already talked about, but this is just to kind of refresh your memory and help make it a little clearer. When you have negative signs and exponents, it's very easy to get confused. So let's talk through what each of these mean, because they all mean something slightly different. Here I have 4 squared. That's just your basic exponent. So that means what? 4 times 4, which is 16. Very simple. But what about if you have 4 negative 2? Well, remember, anytime that you have a negative exponent, that means you need to square the reciprocal. So I'm doing the reciprocal of 4, which is 1/4. So this means 1/4 times 1/4. So 1 times 1 is 1, and 4 times 4 is 16. So that would be 1/16. Okay? Now I have negative 4 squared. But this is really saying the opposite of 4 squared. When my negative is not protected by parentheses, that means I do the squaring first, and then I put the negative sign in front. So this is saying the opposite of 4 times 4. We know that 4 times 4 is 16, so the opposite of 16 is negative 16. And that's your answer. How about this one? Negative 4 squared, this time it's in parentheses. This time it means negative 4 times negative 4. A negative times a negative is a positive, and 4 times 4 is 16, so that's positive 16. So it has the opposite answer as when it is not inside parentheses. So that's why it's very important to pay attention to your parentheses and to know your rules very well. How about this one? I have the opposite of 4 to the negative 2 power. Well, this means that, once again, you're taking the reciprocal, which would be 1/4 times 1/4, but you want the opposite of that. So 1/4 times 1/4 we know is 1/16, and the opposite is negative 1/16. How about this one? Negative 4 to the negative 2, but protected by parentheses. Well, the reciprocal of negative 4 is negative 1/4, and that's being squared. So we know a negative times a negative is positive, and 1/4 times 1/4 is 1/16, so it is positive 1/16. All right? Go ahead and pause now and do your practice. Okay, you should be back now from your practice. When you expanded letter A, you should have gotten, to start with, x squared times x squared is x to the 4th power. Y times y is y squared. Minus 3x squared y cubed over ym. But then you should have simplified. You could cancel the y cubed and the y, and it becomes just y squared in your numerator. So your final answer should have been x to the 4th power, go ahead and write that here, x to the 4th power over y squared minus 3x squared y squared over m. Okay? So that should have been your final answer after you simplified. All right, letter B. You should have written, or you should have gotten, 15xy over zy to begin with, minus 4x squared over zy. But then you could simplify. You have an x on the top and on the bottom of your first term, so that would cancel out. And you'd be left with 15y over z minus 4x squared over zy. So that should have been your final answer. And then letter C, you should have gotten 1/9, because the reciprocal of 3 is 1/3. 1/3 times 1/3 is 1/9. Letter D should have been, again, 1/9. The reciprocal of negative 3 is negative 1/3. And you were squaring the negative, so it was negative 1/3 times negative 1/3, which gives you a positive 1/9. Then for letter E, you had negative 3 squared, so that's negative 3 times negative 3, which gives you a positive 9. because it's protected by those parentheses. Then you have for letter F, the opposite of 3 to the negative 2 power. So the reciprocal of 3 is 1/3. 1/3 times 1/3 is 1/9, and the opposite of 1/9 is negative 1/9. So that would be your answer. Let me know if you need any extra help with this lesson. I'm here for you. I know the beginning part, to me, it's really simple because I've had a lot of practice with it, but I can understand if you feel a little lost. So please let me know and I would be happy to help you out, okay? Have a wonderful day, guys. I love you very much. Bye.